Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. As you come in, y'all please hit that like button and hit the subscribe. If you see that hype button, please hype up the video. Today's reaction is coming from The Truth Is about y'all know about the state Drake and Adin and it had academics, but I think it's an academic fan page, so I put etc. Um y'all remember this, just cause I play The Truth Is and stuff, don't believe I don't think I believe every single thing. No, I don't. Not every single thing. Nobody knows everything except God, okay? All right, so play it on 125 if I talk too slow, because just this is just me, just how I talk. And now I'm on third shift, so ain't no telling what I'm sounding like now. But here we go. I gotta do it. Let's go ahead and see what The Truth Is has to say. Y'all, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will appreciate it so much. So much. Here we go.
Last year, Drake made the bold decision to sue the most powerful record label in the music industry, a move that many hip hop fans felt was Drake being a sore loser after his L to Kendrick. In the lawsuit, he claimed the record labels orchestrated a devious plan to bring him down, accusing them of not only rigging the beef in Kendrick's favor, but also directly playing a hand and devaluing him as an artist. He accused the labels of paying botters to bot Kendrick's diss track Not Like Us, alongside many other allegations. But the lawsuit died before it went anywhere. Now, just a few months after his lawsuit was dismissed, Drake is the one being accused of participating in a RICO conspiracy and botting, and is now being sued. Hey guys.
That's because you, Drake, sued your boss just like freaking Diddy did. Y'all can't sue your boss and then still expect to get paid. They gonna get you in the long run. You'll keep your job, then the pay gonna get less. Well, you gonna get less and less work because they can't mess with your pay. But you gonna get less and less work, which affects your pay, and you gonna start finding other ways to make money, and they gonna get you. They gonna be watching.
Last year, Drake started a beef that he obviously couldn't take on, similar to what we saw with Diddy. Drake tried to bite the hand that fed him, and now he's realizing the consequences. Before Diddy started getting exposed, he sued Diageo, the liquor giant that produces the Ciroc and De Leon brands. Diddy accused Diageo of purposely devaluing De Leon and promoting it as a lesser urban brand. When he did this, he started a war with the most powerful spirits brand in the world.
Yeah, I got mad because he couldn't sit at the table with Diageo now. He wanted to sit at the boardroom table. Diageo was like, no, you just the face, okay? So Diddy gonna try to say they was racist because they wouldn't let him sit at the darn table. What he do that for?
Diageo was the reason Diddy was close to being a billionaire, as they reportedly paid Diddy over $1 billion during his time at the company.
Greedy?
But Diddy got greedy. He knew if they paid him $1 billion, they must have made hundreds of billions, and he wanted more money. What Diddy really wanted was to take a seat at their table, but they refused to let him sit. He realized they never saw him as an equal and would never let him reach their level. So Diddy tried to use his influence to force their hand, not knowing he would pay for that decision. Just months after he sued Diageo, Diddy himself started getting sued, and we all know what followed next. Drake should have learned from Diddy. Don't go after the elite when they are the ones that made you. In the same way they gave you everything, it would be the same way they take it all away. And that's exactly what we're seeing with Drake right now. Back in 2025, Drake filed a lawsuit against UMG. In short, he claimed that before the Kendrick beef started, he and UMG were renegotiating the terms of his new deal as his record deal was coming to an end. Because of his success, Drake got greedy and wanted $600 million to re-sign to UMG.
Drake didn't only get greedy, Drake got stuck up. Drake turned into like one of them snobbish, not like us. I don't care. Maybe that's why Kendrick or whoever came up with the title of the song, Not Like Us, because Drake was so uppity, you know. Ugh, ugh.
UMG, which was significantly more than the $400 million they had given him in his last deal. The only reason he was able to demand such a large amount of money was that he was a very valuable artist. Like him or not, he was one of the most profitable artists in the entire music industry.
Don't like him. Well, I never listened to Drake's music, so don't know. But to me, from what I've heard from people, other people wrote the music. Drake just sung it or rapped it or did something. But no, Drake didn't know. No, no,
And Drake had
no.
a lot of leverage when negotiating his deal. If UMG didn't want to lose Drake to another label, or even worse, Drake going independent, they were going to either have to give him $600 million or find a way to convince him to sign for less. The
That's
only
the
problem UMG
process.
had with paying Drake $600 million was that they recently became a publicly traded company, meaning they had to report their earnings and losses to their investors. Paying Drake $600 million would have likely resulted in UMG reporting a loss for the year, as there was no way Drake was going to recoup $600 million in 1 year. It would likely take several years for his music to make that money and produce a profit. It is well known that publicly traded companies don't like reporting huge losses because it can spook investors. So UMG didn't want to give Drake $600 million, but they also didn't want him to end up on a competitor's label. So according to Drake, they came up with a master plan to devalue him. And Drake believes that plan was the Kendrick Lamar beef. Kendrick Lamar is in a partnership distribution record deal with
them little signs they ain't helping now. They ain't helping now. Okay? Your little signs, they ain't helping. Well, that way I think. They ain't helping you no more. Okay? So you can do that all you want to, Drake. Adin, I don't know why they ain't got you up in here yet. Or you'll be up in here in a minute. But man, you, the main one. You the main one that's need to be sued, the stake. Cause that's how Adin Ross earned his money, y'all, is through stake. Just promoting this illegal gambling for the whole career. That's how he's been getting money. Stake was paying Adin all the millions of dollars. Why y'all whoever used stake gambled with real money. And Adin never used a penny of his own money, him or Drake.
UMG, meaning that he is also connected to the same label as Drake, and they profit from his music as well. Drake claims that because of this, UMG used Kendrick to devalue him and redirect his value to Kendrick. He claims they did this by using illegal methods to make the Kendrick's Not Like Us record look like a bigger song by using bots and other techniques. Because of this, Drake started a war with UMG and then sued them, not knowing he had just made the same mistake as Diddy. It didn't take long for UMG to start embarrassing him in the courts, denying they played any part of him losing to Kendrick and straight up claiming that Drake was just a salty sore loser who couldn't take an L. Hip-hop fans felt the same way, and they all laughed at Drake for even trying it. Not long after the lawsuit was filed, a judge dismissed the lawsuit, handing him another massive L. Just like we saw Diddy get sued after calling out Diageo, Drake is now getting sued for calling out UMG. On New Year's Eve, a lawsuit was filed against Drake accusing him of being a part of a RICO conspiracy to promote an illegal gambling site and to use the site to pay a bounty to boost his music. The federal class action RICO lawsuit was filed against Drake, Adin Ross, and the online gambling platform Stake. The lawsuit claims Stake operates as an illegal real money gambling site disguised as a social casino to bypass U.S. laws. The lawsuit also accused Drake and Adin Ross of misleading fans by live streaming gambling sessions while secretly using house money provided by Stake rather than their own funds. The filing also alleges that the
But they love their fans. They just love people. And making people broken and having broken homes and people strung out because they then gambled away all their real money.
defendants used Stake's tipping feature to transfer large sums of money, including a reported $100,000 tip from Ross to Drake, to fund bot farms. These bot farms were allegedly used to artificially inflate Drake's music streaming numbers on platforms like Spotify. They also claim funds were used for amplification campaigns to spread negative propaganda about Drake's competitors. The lawsuit is seeking at least $5 million in damages from all parties. Now, just like that, they flipped the script. Drake is now facing the same allegations he made about Kendrick. Now he's the one accused of not only botting his music, but also scamming his own fans while doing it. This is what happens when you play with fire. You tend to get burned. You think it's a coincidence that months after Drake tried suing UMG for botting, he's being sued and accused of the same allegations? But even worse, this is the same thing that happened to Diddy. This is what happens when these celebrities try to bite the hand that feeds them. You can't dance with the devil and expect it to go your way. This lawsuit was a direct retaliatory attack against Drake. As I said months ago, they were going to come after Drake, and this is what we're seeing now. As much as I dislike the labels for their predatory ways, I, for one, am glad Drake and Adin Ross are being exposed for scamming their fans. I hate seeing these rich celebrities who don't need money scam their fans for their hard-earned money. But what Drake did is way worse than just scamming his fans, though. He took money from a gambling site to promote gambling to his supporters, helping create more gambling addicts who will destroy their lives because of it. That is truly evil on a whole nother level. A man as rich as Drake, who doesn't need money, pushing gambling onto others for money is as wicked as can be. That is just pure greed. That lets you know how little these celebrities care about their fans. The lawsuit basically claims Drake was pretending to gamble his real money on the website, but in reality, he was using fake credits provided by the website, meaning it doesn't matter when he loses because at the end of the day, it isn't real money. But when the people that Drake influences to play loses, they're losing real money. He was completely scamming his fans. The way this deal works,
didn't even care. I'm gonna let y'all see the way the deal works and all that stuff. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and hear that, so I'm gonna stop it right now. Okay?
is that the casino would sign a deal with the celebrity to use their influence. Drake signed a deal with Stake worth hundreds of millions. After he signed, they gave him millions worth of fake money to gamble on their site while he streams. Adin Ross is accused of doing the same thing in this lawsuit as well. Adin literally built his entire net worth by doing this. That's why years back he left Twitch to stream on Kick, which is owned by Stake. On October 18, 2022, Twitch banned gambling streams. So in response, Stake created their own streaming platform and started giving streamers millions to stream on Kick. But all those who signed to stream on Kick were required to gamble on the stream. Adin Ross signed an exclusive deal with the streaming platform Kick in early 2023, shortly after facing issues and a ban on Twitch. He was one of the first streamers to get signed by Kick, almost taking a leadership role in the company. Ever since then, Adin has promoted gambling non-stop to his young fans. He was even seen on streams with Drake, where they were both pushing gambling to a stream of hundreds of thousands of people. It's truly disgusting how these influencers and celebrities openly promote gambling and make millions from doing it, making money to encourage gambling to people who are barely getting by. That should be completely illegal. Now, while Drake does deserve to be exposed,
and he also did it. I saw that one, the one they showing right there. I saw that one. And I mean, right at Christmas time, you taking people's money and pretend like you care. Then that so-called giveaway y'all supposedly had on that episode right there, man, y'all was pitiful.
It's also important to acknowledge why he's being exposed. While everyone piled up on Drake after Kendrick, he had already been accused of being into them young since way before Kendrick said it. He was also botting streams and promoting gambling before this lawsuit even accused him of doing it. But it didn't become an issue until Drake decided to fall out of line and sue his record label. Before, the label did anything to protect his reputation while he was their number one puppet. He is only being exposed now because he stood up to the labels. This is why most celebrities won't dare call out the establishment. If they are smart, they know you can't expose a system when you're a part of it. Drake needs the system way more than the system needs him. Drake exposing his label for botting and using other manipulation tactics is a perfect example of a right message, but the wrong messenger. If you didn't know, the labels bought everyone's music. That is known by anyone who understands the industry.
Look at all them bots. And y'all know, like I'm making this video, people be coming in the comments and stuff, being all mean and rude and stuff. They bots. Most of them are bots. So we be fussing with bots, y'all. So I am not going to fuss with no more. No more fussing. Please be nice when you come over here, though, okay? Because I'm a nice person. My setup might not be like the others, but I'm a nice human being. So please don't come over here with that, okay? Because them bots can be really mean. Rude, mean, say anything to you. But they're bots.
The labels have always known that fans need encouragement to buy music. So if they bought streams and inflate the numbers of a song, they can make it look more desirable. It's the same thing they used to do back in the day, when an artist dropped a new album, and the label would send out someone to buy a bunch of albums at stores so they can inflate the artist's sales and generate more hype. This isn't a new technique. The labels have been doing it forever. They did it for Drake his whole career. So yeah, the label was botting Kendrick's music, but Drake can't call it out if they also botted his entire catalog. That's why so many people couldn't take him.
Now, the truth is allegedly botting. I mean, Kendrick's song Not Like Us now, I don't know if that even needed to be botted. I mean, that was a freaking rap beef. So some like Drake, some like Kendrick, but the Not Like Us one, I don't even think that needed to be botting because people are already waiting. But if it was botted, it was botted. But I still enjoyed it. All right.
Serious when he sued UMG for botting. Like UMG ain't buy his albums and bought his streams too. Now, did the record label set Drake up? Definitely. They wanted to bring him down from being valued at $600 million to a number they were more comfortable paying. They did such a good job, they possibly ruined Drake's reputation forever. I'm pretty sure they are the ones secretly behind this RICO lawsuit. They want to fully embarrass Drake for what he tried to do. They want to teach him a lesson on respecting his boss. I believe, just like we saw with Diddy, this is only the beginning. From here, things can only get worse. Now it's botting and scamming fans. Then it's a lawsuit accusing Drake of SA and other crimes. Next thing you know, Drake is the next person being judged in court. It's funny how loyal these artists are to these labels, only for these labels to turn around and destroy you once they got an issue with you. That's why it's never worth to sell your soul. While yes, they might give you millions and make you famous, at the end, they own you. And if they feel like you stepped out of line, they will end you. Well, I'm gonna end this one here.
Yep. Y'all. All I'm gonna say is don't go against your boss. That's all I'm gonna say. And don't cheat, don't steal, cause it will destroy you. Okay? Just do what you need to do. Dang. Stop cheating and all of that stuff and bots and that kind of stuff. And be yourself, Drake. Be yourself. You from Canada. Act like you're Canadian. Be yourself. You ain't gotta act like USA, whatever state you go to. All right? Cause I saw you on there with what's his name? Uh the other I forgot. I forgot his name. Oh my god. But anyway, he was in the state where he was, the other streamer was, and he started talking like he was from there. You know what I'm saying? And then go to another state with another streamer. Then you talking like you from there. Just be Canadian. Use your real voice, Lord. All right, y'all. That's all I got. And I hope I ain't bore y'all. I told y'all I'd work third, so my brain is trying to get it together. So don't come over here being all hateful to me, okay? And remember, put your speed. I hope y'all did 1.25. All right, and that's all I got. This Valentine TV. Hope y'all enjoyed a little bit of this. If so, hit that like and hit subscribe to the channel and hype up the video. I appreciate it so much, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.